Once again.
Good day to all. I am Lleva from the class of Mr. Limyoko of Satan College, Husain Incorporated. In behalf of my groupmates, I am here to welcome you to our channel. Just keep on watching, guys, especially to the future criminologists. First of all, let me introduce my groupmates, Mr. Husain and Mr. Guinto. We are here to discuss some insights about the subject of non-institutional correction. Mr. Husain will discuss the probation, Mr. Guinto will discuss the parole, and I will discuss the executive clemency. Just keep on watching!
Hi sir, I'm Husain, BS Criminology 3rd year. My topic is probation. By probation, a person who convicted of any criminal offense is not sent to the prison by the sentence of court. Instead, the convicted person is released and placed under the supervision of a probationer officer subject to the condition which the court may impose. Yun na nga po, ang probation ay isang privilege o opportunity na binibigay sa isang tao na nahatulan ng korte sa isang krimen na hindi makulong at pagdusahan ang kanyang hatol sa pamamagitan ng community service at iba pa. Ang akusadong hatulan ay pwedeng mag-apply ng probation sa korte kung siya ay hindi pa nag-appeal sa kanyang conviction at hindi siya disqualified dito. Yun na nga po. Yun na nga po, ang provision ay may process din kung paano mag-file or mag-apply dito. Yun na nga po, yun nga po, ang kailangan po dito ay isang tao na nahatulan ng korte ng parusang kulong na mababa sa 6 years ay pwedeng mag-apply ng probation sa korte kung saan ang kanyang sentensyang kulong ay isususpinde upang pagpapatupad at siya ay papayagan na manatiling malaya sa kondisyon na siya ay sumunod sa mga utos at regular na mag-report sa office ng probation officer kasama sa mga term ang condition na gagawin ng isang nabiyayaan ng probation ang paggawa niya ng community service at pangakong magtapos ng pag-aaral o pagtatrabaho. Ang isang akusado na gustong kumuha ng probation ay kailangan na mag-apply sa korte na nagbigay sa kanya ng hatol at ang pag-apply niya ito ay considered a waiver na siya ay niyang kanyang rights or appeal sa desisyon ng korte. Ngunit ang probation ay binibigyan lamang sa mga akusado na hindi disqualified na kumuha nito. Ayon sa Section 9 ng PD 1990, ang mga taong ito ay disqualified na kumuha ng probation. Section 9, disqualified offender. The benefits of the degree shall not be extended to those. Yun nga po sir. Then sa kun nga po. Yun nga po, ang sabi nga daw po doon, kailangan po once na nakapag-apply ka na, kailangan mong regular na mag-report nga daw sa probation officer. Then hindi ka gumawa ng gulo. Then dapat ang probation din ay once lang pwedeng mag-file. Hindi ka na once na nabigyan ka na at nakapag-commit ka ulit ng crime, hindi ka na ulit pwedeng kumuha. Then yun. Thank you po.
My name is Guinto and my professor is Sir Limyoko and my topic is parole. What is parole? It is the conditional release of a prisoner from correctional institution after serving the minimum period of prison sentence, who cannot be granted parole. Generally, those sentenced to a term of imprisonment of 1 year or less, or to a strict penalty, or to a prison sentence without a minimum term of imprisonment, who may grant parole to a prisoner. The Board of Pardons and Parole, an agency under the Office of Secretary of Justice. When may a prisoner be granted parole? Whenever the Board of Pardons and Parole finds that there is a reasonable probability that if released, the prisoner will be the law-abiding and that the release will not be incompatible with the interest and welfare of society. What happens if a parole violates the condition of his parole? The parolee shall be rearrested and recommitted or returned to a prison to serve the expired portion of maximum period of his sentence.
Good day to all of you. I am Lleva from the class of Mr. Lim. I am here to discuss the executive clemency. Before we proceed to the meaning of executive clemency, let us know the meaning of the executive and the clemency. Executive is the one of the branch of the government who implement, administer, and enforce the law. Sila yung mga nagpapatupad ng batas. While the clemency is another term for forgiveness or kapatawaran. Kapag pinagsama natin ang dalawang word na ito, ibig sabihin ng executive clemency ay kapatawaran na ibinibigay ng ating Pangulo. It is the powers given by the Constitution. In filing the petition, the formal petition will be addressed to the chairman or the executive director of the Board of Pardons and Parole. And the president is the one who will grant the petition. We have 4 various forms of executive clemency: the pardon, absolute and conditional, amnesty, reprieve, and commutation of sentence. Let us start to discuss the definition of pardon. Pardon came from the Latin word pardon, means to forgive or patawarin. It is an act of grace granted by the chief executive to a convicted offender by means of removing his criminal liability. Ito yung ibinibigay ng ating presidente dun sa mga convicted offender para matanggalan sila ng criminal liability or mapalaya sila. We have 2 kinds of pardon, the absolute and conditional pardon. Absolute pardon is the total extinction of the criminal liability of the individual to whom it is granted without any condition whatsoever, resulting to the full restoration of his civil rights. Ang absolute pardon ay pagbibigay ng kalayaan at pagbabalik ng lahat ng civil rights ng isang tao. Absolute pardon na ito yung pagbibigay ng lahat, pagtatanggal ng criminal liability at pagbibigay ng lahat ng civil rights, katulad ng karapatan ng pagboto or paglabas ng bansa. Sa conditional pardon naman, it is the extinction of the criminal liability of an individual with certain limits or condition. Ito naman yung pagpapalaya sa isang preso na may mga limits. Yung hindi lahat ng civil rights nila ay hindi na ibibigay. May mga nakakalaya pero hindi sila pwedeng bumoto or hindi sila pwedeng lumabas ng bansa. Ganun po ang conditional pardon. Next is amnesty. From the Greek word amnestia means forgetfulness. It is an act of sovereign power granting oblivion or totally forget for a past offense, usually granted in favor of certain classes of person who have committed crimes of political character, such as treason, sedition, or rebellion. Ito naman yung mga crime na nakukumit ng mga taong nasa politika. So, ito ay ginagrant na it is granted by the concurrence or pagsang-ayon ng Kongreso. It is given before or during or after trial. Kahit hindi pa convicted ang isang tao, pwede nang mag-apply ng amnesty. Reprieve is the postponement of the sentence of death. It is a temporary suspension of the execution of the sentence, especially a sentence of death. Ang reprieve naman ay ginagamit natin doon sa mga nabibigyan ng death penalty. Sa ngayon po ay hindi natin nagagamit ang reprieve dahil na-abolish na po ang death penalty. Kaya po hindi natin masyadong napapakinggan ng salitang ito. Ang reprieve ay binibigay sa mga convicted offender, pero para sa mga tao katulad ng isang ina na buntis, sinususpindi po nila yung pagpapataw ng death penalty sa kanya dahil mayroong mamamatay na isa pang bata na hindi naman kasama doon sa pag-commit ng crime. Ito ay ang woman while pregnant and within 1 year after delivery. Bago po manganak, yung isususpindi po muna yung pagpataw ng death penalty doon sa isang babaeng buntis hanggang sa makapanganak siya. Pagkatapos po, mag-iintay pa rin po ng 1 year para po maalagaan niya yung bata bago po ibigay ulit ang death penalty. At ito po ay binibigay din ay sa 70 years old na convicted offender. At saka sa mga taong nawala sa katinuan bago pa yung execution date. Another one is commutation of sentence. It is the reduction of the period of a person's sentence. It is given to the convicted offender granted by the President of the Court with the recommendation of Board of Pardons and Parole. Ito naman po ay yung pagpapababa ng sentensya ng isang tao or pagpapaiksi ng kaso. Yung halimbawa po ay ang sentensya niya is 10 years, pwede pong maging 5 years, 6 years, ganun po. Thank you.
That's all for today. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you!